Future-proofing leadership, cultivating adaptability and alignment in times of change. Abstract. This article examines how organizational leaders can develop agility to enable successful navigation of disruptive change and uncertainty. It first reviews research on organizational agility and identifies key traits of sensing, deciding, and acting that agile companies exhibit. Next, it outlines the responsibilities of senior leaders to serve as catalysts for adaptability through establishing a shared vision and strategy, building alignment, developing agile talent, reinforcing an adaptive culture, removing obstacles, empowering distributed leadership, and embracing uncertainty. The article then provides specific strategies leaders can implement to fulfill these imperatives, such as co-creating visions, rewarding risk-taking, decentralizing decision-making, and establishing a learning from failures mindset. Overall, the article argues that cultivating an agile culture focused on continuous learning, empowerment, and strategic adaptation will allow organizations to thrive amid disruptive uncertainty in coming decades. The workplace is changing at an unprecedented rate. Technological innovations, globalization, economic shifts, and societal trends are disrupting entire industries. This new reality requires organizations to become significantly more adaptable, innovative, and agile. Those that resist change or fail to anticipate future challenges risk obsolescence. However, leading through uncertainty and helping an organization continuously evolve is no small task. It requires a new approach to leadership focused on cultivating a culture of adaptability, continuous learning, and strategic alignment. Today, we will explore research on organizational agility and change leadership, then offer specific recommendations for how senior leaders can future-proof their organization and embrace the unknown. Understanding organizational agility. Research shows agility is crucial for organizations facing disruptive change and an uncertain future. Agility refers to an organization's ability to detect subtle shifts in its environment early, then rapidly and flexibly reconfigure resources to seize new opportunities or ward off threats. Overby et al. 2006. Agile organizations exhibit certain traits across three categories: sensing continuously, scan the external environment to detect weak signals of change, involve customers, partners, and frontline staff in sensing shifts, deciding, empower employees throughout the organization to make decisions, use rapid, iterative experimentation to test assumptions and new strategies, feedback loops allow learning from failures, acting, remove organizational silos and barriers to cross-functional collaboration, develop flexible structures, processes, and technologies that enable rapid change, empower teams to self-organize around change initiatives. The leadership imperatives of change. The responsibilities of senior leaders fundamentally shift in times of transformation. Cotter, 2012. They must serve as the chief catalysts of organizational adaptability and change through the following actions: create a shared vision and strategy for change, articulate a compelling vision for the future that motivates and guides strategic decisions, build alignment and buy-in, inspire others by personal example, communicate openly and honestly to involve all levels in shaping strategies, develop agile talent, create an environment where employees can continuously learn new skills, encourage entrepreneurial thinkers, reinforce the culture, embed organizational values that support adaptability, continual learning and rapid experimentation, remove obstacles, identify and dismantle structural, technological, and process barriers inhibiting change and cross-functional collaboration, empower distributed leadership, develop others as change leaders and distribute decision-making authority across teams, embrace uncertainty, cultivate an environment where risk-taking and occasional failures are accepted as part of learning and innovating. When leaders fulfill these imperatives, they establish the foundation for organizational agility, continuous transformation, and long-term resilience. The following sections explore specific leadership strategies and behaviors for developing each imperative in practice. Developing organizational agility, strategies for leaders. This section explores how senior leaders can apply the previous research to develop organizational agility through specific strategies and best practices. Create a shared vision and strategy for change to inspire purpose and guide strategic decision-making during times of uncertainty. Leaders must establish a unifying vision for the future. This includes envisioning multiple plausible futures and developing strategies accommodating various scenarios, co-creating the vision through collaboration. Ensuring diverse perspectives are represented, communicating the vision using inspirational narratives that ignite enthusiasm for change, tying strategic plans, initiatives and metrics directly back to accomplishing the vision. For example, during a period of industry disruption, Microsoft's CEO Satya Nadella reframed the company vision around empowering every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. This galvanized employees behind a cause larger than any one product or service. Build alignment and buy-in. Gaining commitment to change requires trust, transparency and involvement at all levels. Leaders build alignment through leading courageously from the front by modeling behaviors of adaptability, learning and risk-taking, creating fora for open, two-way dialogue to understand others' perspectives, crowdsourcing strategies and programs from grassroots, innovations, recognizing and rewarding all who champion the vision, not just top performers. For instance, when 3M faced market shifts, the CEO led Business Futures sessions where any employee could propose new initiatives, building involvement in shaping the company's evolution. Develop agile talent. An uncertain future demands continuous skill development. Leaders cultivate agility by investing heavily in learning, reskilling programs to help workers adapt swiftly, rotating high potentials through different roles, functions to broaden perspectives, emphasizing strengths identification over job titles to flexibly deploy talent, linking performance reviews to agility competencies like collaboration. Adaptability. For example, when restructuring for digital, the WHO trained 100% of employees in design thinking, systems thinking, and agile project management to generate new solutions for global health challenges with greater speed and creativity. Reinforce the culture. Values must encourage the behaviors enabling adaptability. Leaders develop a culture of agility by explicitly defining and modeling values like experimentation, learning from failure, creativity, rewarding risk-taking that produces learning over chasing short-term gains, establishing OKRs and metrics, valuing adaptation, resilience alongside traditional metrics, recognizing and rewarding grassroots experiments that challenge status quo thinking. For instance, to innovate at pace with tech giants, Amazon institutionalized day one thinking, reminding everyone to maintain a sense of smallness, humility and eagerness to learn as if it was the company's first day in business every day. Empower distributed leadership. Agility emerges from empowering diverse teams. Leaders distribute decision rights by decentralizing authority and budgets to frontlines closer to customers, problems, implementing self-organizing. Cross-functional teams focused on strategic initiatives, removing middle management layers to speed information, enable autonomy, rotating leaders into diverse roles to develop a bench of adaptive leaders. For example, faced with regulatory hurdles in Europe, Netflix transitioned to a model empowering country managers to launch original content tailored exactly to each market, allowing much faster experimentation. Remove obstacles. Outdated structures inhibit change. Leaders remove barriers by simplifying processes, workflows and standard operating procedures, implementing agile budgeting that funds initiatives quarterly versus annually, adopting flexible workspace designs and technology enabling fluid collaboration, dismantling insular functions and product silos through cross-training initiatives. For instance, to accelerate innovation during digital transformation, Procter & Gamble flattened hierarchies, collocated previously siloed divisions, and shifted 60% of projects to small, autonomous skunkworks. Embrace uncertainty. An uncertain future demands comfort with the unknown. Leaders foster a culture welcoming of risk, learning, and change by framing failures as falling forward. Valuable sources of learning, not punishments, sharing personal stories of risk-taking that led to failure, but also growth, budgeting resources explicitly for experiments likely to fail, quickly tracking measures of experimentation alongside traditional metrics of success, for example. 3M's long-standing philosophy of managing for the long run encourages experimenting broadly while accepting occasional losses, producing sustained growth through disruptive periods. Conclusion: the ability to continuously adapt, learn, and change will define organizational success in coming decades. While navigating uncertainty challenges even the most seasoned leaders, those who cultivate an agile culture, empower distributed leadership, and remove obstacles to strategic adaptation position their organizations to thrive. Future-proofing requires leadership committed to developing these imperatives through specific strategies discussed, with a visionary approach and empowering the whole organization as change agents. Leaders can establish an adaptive foundation, enabling resilience through disruption.